Hey guys, Levi back here at Country Hills Volkswagen. Today I wanted to talk about a few different things to look out for when you're buying a used car. So today I have a Jetta with just over 470,000 kilometers on it. This is going to be a perfect example. So this applies to anybody. It doesn't matter if you're looking at a car that's basically brand new, it's only got 10,000 kilometers on it, or it could be a car like this one that's pushing 500,000 kilometers on it. I don't want to talk for too long. This is something I could talk, honestly, I could talk about this for a couple of hours, but you guys aren't here for that. So I'm just going to cover a couple quick things that you're easily able to look at when you're shopping for a used car. So like I said, this is a very high mileage Jetta. The biggest thing that I first want to touch on, and I'm not able to demonstrate for you guys today because this engine is warm, but when you're looking at higher mileage vehicles, I would say anything with over 120 to 150,000 kilometers on it, you want to be able to hear the car when it's cold, when it first starts up. And the reason that I say that is because every single engine will either have a timing belt or a timing chain right on the end of the motor. If that is starting to get stretched out and worn out, you're going to hear some rattling, and it's definitely going to be louder when the engine is first cold. So if possible, request that your salesman doesn't actually have this car pulled out front for you ready to go when you show up. Request that you'd be able to come out to the lot with them and see the car when it first starts. So the second thing that I want to talk about is another really easy thing to look for. When you open the hood, I know a lot of you guys aren't going to be super familiar with everything that you're looking at. Look for the oil fill cap. It's probably going to have a little emblem of an oil bottle on it like that. What you want to do is take that cap off and take a look at what it looks like underneath. So the reason that I'm saying to do this is because if a vehicle has experienced head gasket failure, it will have had some coolant that actually gets in and mixes with the oil. If this vehicle would have had some type of issue like that, it'll look like a coffee almost. Like I always call it the forbidden coffee, because it's going to be that same kind of browny milky color in there. And if it's really bad, you might even see some gunked up. Now I do want to add, if there's a little bit of condensation on there, that's nothing to stress about. If you see a little bit of that milky color, where you want to start to worry is if you see heavy buildup or if it's even gunked up a little bit. On that note, you always want to check out your coolant condition as well. So on this vehicle, the coolant's really nice and easy to get at. Some of them might be tucked underneath the rad support a little bit, but you want to just peek inside there. I'm not sure how well it's going to come up on the camera, but you want to see a nice clear color. It'll sometimes be different colors. Volkswagens are usually pink, but you want to see that it's not contaminated and looking murky or muddy in that sense, because that is also another sign of head gasket failure, or somewhere in the system you're getting oil mixing with that coolant. The last thing that I wanted to touch on with you guys today is just a few key indicators that'll give you a rough idea of how well this vehicle was maintained. By far the easiest one to look at is check out the posts on the battery. These ones look really nice. There's not a lot of corrosion or really any at all. But if you see a lot of like crusty, fuzzy stuff built up on there, that is a bad sign. Typically means that that battery's on its end of its legs. And in my opinion, that's a good indicator that the previous owner probably just didn't take quite as good of care of it as they maybe should have. The other thing, which Volkswagen vehicles usually have pretty secured air boxes, but if it has an air box that's easy to pop open, pop that open. Check out the air filter, see what it looks like. If that air filter is just scrunched up and full of dust and grime, that is another really great indicator that that car probably has not had regular oil changes. And as you guys are likely aware, oil changes are the cheapest mechanic you'll ever have. Keep on top of your oil changes and it'll be like this car, still running like a top at almost 500,000 kilometers. So I know this video got a little bit longer than most of my videos typically do. Those of you guys who know me in real life know that I have a problem where I end up talking way too much about cars. But if you have any questions related to cars, especially Volkswagens, always just ask for Levi. I'm here to help, and I'd love to answer any questions you might have.